untuk dapat berguna bagi sesama. Hidup itu terlalu berharga untuk dibuang percuma. Tak bosan kuucap impian saat kupanjatkan doa kepada Yang Kuasa. Yakin suatu ketika impian itu nyata.
Selamat datang di Universitas Harapan Bangsa.
Good morning, everyone. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Okay.
Good morning, Mrs.
How are you today? Are you feeling great?
Yes, I'm
Great,
fine.
thank you.
Okay, great. It's really nice to know that you are doing so great today. Okay, so first of all, welcome to Universitas Harapan Bangsa. And let me start today's meeting, yeah? Okay, so before we go further, let me introduce myself. My name is Retrianti Prasetya, and it is an awesome and precious chance for me to be your master of ceremony this morning on Tuesday, 12th of October 2021, in this first meeting of English class. English Orientation Day for freshmen. Be fluent like native, be confident. Okay. So first of all, let us say thanks to God Almighty, who has been giving us mercy, guidance, happiness, and health. So we can attend and participate in this event without any obstacles until now. So let's start the event by praying. Let's pray together. Amen. Okay. So in today's meeting, we would like to welcome the head of Pusat Pengembangan Bahasa, Miss Tri Pujiani. Hi, Miss Ani.
Hi, Nithya.
Hello, how are you today, Miss?
I'm good. How about you?
Hey, thank you, Miss. I'm also good. Okay. Okay, so everyone, here is Miss Ani, the head of P2B, yeah? And then she is also the head of English Education Study Program of Universitas Harapan Bangsa. Also, I would like to welcome all respectable English lecturers and freshmen of Universitas Harapan Bangsa. Okay, so before we go further, there are several rules that you need to obey. Ya, jadi ada beberapa peraturan yang kalian harus patuhi, ya. So first, your camera should be on. Let me check. Okay, there are several students who haven't turned on their camera yet. Yuk, kameranya di on dulu. Yuk. Yang kameranya masih off, ayo di on. Masa kalah sama dosen-dosennya? Ayo. Yuk, on camera, there are several people who haven't turned on their camera yet. Okay, let me check. Okay. Okay, most of you have already turned on your camera. So let's continue, yeah. The next rule is during the event, mute your microphone. Yeah. During the event, mute your microphone unless you have questions or are asked to answer questions. Ya, jadi mikrofonnya silahkan di mute. kecuali kalian diminta untuk menjawab pertanyaan atau kalian punya pertanyaan untuk narasumber nanti. Ya, jadi mikrofonnya silahkan dimatikan ya, jadi di mute, oke? And then also the next is change your name with your program studi underscores name. Jadi silahkan diganti yang namanya belum sesuai, diganti menjadi program studi. Misalnya anestesi, berarti D4 anestesi underscore Tia misalnya. Gitu. Silahkan diganti dulu, Miss Tia kasih waktu untuk mengganti dulu. 2 minutes ya, yuk diganti dulu. Oke, let me check ya. Oke, great. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah. And now, in this lovely moment, I would also like to welcome Mr. Christopher Mark Jackson as our speaker today. Hi, Mr. Jackson.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you today?
I am well. How are you, ma'am?
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I'm also great. So, welcome to Universitas Harapan Bangsa, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, so students, this is Christopher Mark Jackson who will give you new knowledge later on in this event. Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed to the agenda. Yeah. So today there will be several agendas. Yeah. So for today's meeting, there will be several agendas. So allow me to read the sequences of our agenda. Okay. First, we will have the opening session. And then we will have a welcoming speech from the head of Language Development Center, Ms. Tri Pujiani or Miss Ani, which also later will give us several tips on learning English, right, Miss Ani? Okay. Who is starting the screen sharing? I'm sorry, can you please stop sharing? Someone is starting the screen sharing. Can you please turn it off? Okay, maybe I need help from Mr. Danu to check who is sharing the screen, yeah, Mr. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, now also there will be presentation from Mr. Christopher Mark Jackson, and then we will also have a practice, and then the discussion with the speaker, and then join the breakout room you will have session with your lecturers or the coordinator lecturer of the faculty, and then closing. So without further ado, now let's hear a word from our head of Language Development Center, Ms. Tri Pujiani. Ms. Ani, time is yours.
Thank you, Miss Tia. Okay, can you hear my voice clearly? Sometimes my connection is unstable here.
Yes,
Is
we
it
can
clear?
hear you clearly.
Okay, great. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hello everyone, how's your life today? Okay, well, first of all, I'll greet our special guest, Mr. Jackson. Sorry, Mr. Jackson. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, thank you for attending this event. It's an honor for us for having you here today. So I hope my students can have a new experience of learning by having interaction directly with the native speaker. Okay, thank you very much, Sir Jackson.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, and I also want to say thank you very much for all my fellow lecturers for having such a great event today. Well, this event is English Orientation Day for Freshmen. This event is designed special for freshmen. Freshmen means new students. So for you all, new students of Universitas Harapan Bangsa, please be active because this is a good opportunity to you to improve your English skill and to practice with native. Okay, and this event is special for you. Okay, we conduct this event with some purposes. The first is to welcome the new students to English class. You know, what makes UHB campus different from the other campus? Yeah, because in UHB, you will get intensive English course in all semester, from semester 1 until you graduate. Just imagine, until you graduate. So if you are undergraduate students, you will get English class in 8 semesters. Okay, so I hope you enjoy the course. And the second purpose is to give new experience of learning English. So here I'd like to show you that learning English in UHB is fun. You will not only learn in the classroom, but also you will get many experiences like this. This is just one example. Maybe next time you will get another experience of learning. And then the third purpose is to motivate new students to learn English. Here I'll say that English is easy. English is fun, and everyone can learn English. Okay, talking about learning English, let me give you some tips for learning English effectively. But before I give you the tips, I'll ask you a question. Next slide, please, Miss Tia. Okay, so this is my question. What is your biggest problem in learning English? Please write your answer on the chat box.
One, don't be shy. Write your answers, everyone.
Okay, are you with me here, by the way?
Ya, dijawab. Apa sih masalah terbesarnya? Oh, ada yang jawab grammar, Miss.
Oh, grammar. Okay. Anything else? Speaking?
Not confident, Miss.
Oh, not confidence. Okay, every student has their own problem, different problem, and many problems. But don't worry, because here we'll discuss about some tips to learn English effectively. Okay, next slide, Miss Tia. Well, first of all, I'll give you the overview of learning theory. Learning is a process of receiving input, organizing and processing the information, and finally we can use the information as the output. Actually, this theory is called cognitivism theory, but here I will not talk about the theory. I want to emphasize something here, that learning is a process. It needs time, and the length of the time may be different from one to another. depend on the commitment and depend on the how much effort that we do to achieve our learning target. So you can instantly learning English like magic. Yeah, we need time, we need a process. So just be patient and enjoy the process. Okay, next please. Okay, so this is the tips for self-taught English. Self-taught means that you learn independently. You actively learn by yourself, or we call it autodidact, you know? Right, yeah, you will learn English with us in the classroom, but it won't be enough if you don't have any motivation to practice by yourself. So the tips that I will share here are about the things that you can do to improve your English skill by yourself. Okay, next slide, please. Well, as the starting point, first you have to find your motivation. Okay, just ask to yourself, why do you need to learn English? Do you really need to learn English, by the way? If you don't have any motivation, or if you can't find the answer of this question, it will be difficult for you to keep committed in learning. So first, find your motivation. And next, set your goals. Make a logic and realistic target. If it's possible, write it out in big letters and then put it wherever you can see it easily at any time. For example, at the end of this semester, I'll get the full score with minimum score 500. Or by 2022, I'll be able to speak full English fluently in daily conversation, and so on. Just make it by yourself based on your motivation in learning English and based on your ability. Remember, make your target realistic. Realistic means that it's possible for you to achieve it. Don't make a target that it's impossible for you. Right, next slide, please. Okay, so as I said before in the learning theory that learning is a process of getting input, and then there is a process inside the learning, and then output. So first, get the input. In learning a language, you need a stimulus. You have to get used to things in English. And to choose the input, just adjust the input with your learning characteristic. You know, every student has different characteristic of learners. There are students who like to learn by using visual. There are students who like to learn by using audio. And also there are some students who prefer to learn by using audio visual. So if you are audio learners, you can have the input by listening to English song, BBC News, or any other English broadcast. If you are visual learners, you can read English texts such as article, news, magazine, short story, novel, comic, and so on. And if you are audiovisual, you can watch movie, news, talk show, English YouTube channel, and so on. You can find many sources in the internet actually. Okay, just for additional tips, if you like listening to song, then just listen to it. Find the meaning and then sing along by living the meaning. It can improve your listening skill, your vocabulary, and also your pronunciation at once. That's very good for you. And if you like watching movie, on the first time, you may use Indonesian subtitle. And then on the next occasion, try to use English subtitle. And on the other time, watch it without subtitle. This is about habit formation, actually. When you get used to listen to English, you will easily understand what is said. Also, you haven't been able to use English perfectly. Okay, got it? Okay, next slide, please.
Yes, miss.
And The next thing that you need to do is having practice more and more. Remember, practice makes perfect. Okay, so the first tip is make notes of your vocabulary. This tip still related to the previous one. So when you listen to song or watch a movie or read a book and then you find new words or phrases, I suggest you to write it on your notes. You can write it on your smartphone or in a small notebook that you can easily bring it anywhere and keep it close to you. The purpose is when you need it, you can easily take it and open your notes, because your notes will be useless if you just put it in your cupboard, in your drawer. It will be useless. So it's better for you to bring the notes anywhere. Yeah, you can use your smartphone. And then the next tips, do exercise often. You can do exercise on English workbook or many online exercises provided in the internet. Just spare your time to do this exercise often. And then if you are gamers, is there any gamers here? If you like playing game, you can play some games that actually can improve your English, such as hangman, crossword, Scrabble, perform, and so on. Anyway, are you familiar with the game that I just mentioned? Are you familiar with this?
No.
Oh, I don't know whether you know about this game because I think it's too old. Okay, we have different age, right? Okay, so if you have any other references, maybe website, channel, or recommended games, up to date game, just feel free to share in chat box, okay? Right, the next slide, please. Right, the next tips is reduce or use it, use English. First, you can get a partner to practice your English. I think it will be fun if you have someone that has the same motivation as you, and then you can have peer evaluation. Peer evaluation means that both of you can correct each other. So if you make mistake, your partner can tell you and revise it, something like that. And then you can practice your English by having face-to-face conversation daily if you are close friend, or via phone call or video call, via chat, email, or other application such as Ome TV. Have you ever heard about that? Do you know Ome TV?
Yes, Miss.
Oh, great. Right.
No, ma'am.
Huh? Right, I will continue. And the next tips, get use of social media. I believe that all of students here have social media. Am I right? Maybe WhatsApp, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or maybe some of you are YouTubers. Okay, just utilize them. For example, you can make status or Insta story or tweet in English. Don't worry about the negative comment when there's some people say, so coming grislu, gaya, just ignore it. They just can't do better than you. That's why they criticize you. But actually, not all critics are negative. You can use the critics to evaluate yourself, to improve your skill. It means you learn from the mistake. But anyway, you can avoid the mistake by asking to your friends or someone else to give opinion about your writing before you post it. So After you ask the opinion and they say that's good, that's correct, and then you can post it to social media. Okay, and the last, find a community. Okay, if you have a community that have the same motivation as you to improve the English skill, you can learn together, you can grow together. And within the community, you don't need to worry about making mistakes, since all members are learning English together. So they should realize that we are learning English, not showing off your English skill. So finding a community will be good for you to improve your English skill. But anyway, where can you find English community? Well, fortunately, you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need to go anywhere to find it because it's provided here. We have one English club. One click, please, Miss Tia. All right, so this is the logo of Fun English Club organized by English Education Department students. So if you are interested to join the club, you can contact one of the students of English Education Department, and maybe they are in this Zoom room right now. So if you don't mind, guys, the organizer of this club, if you don't mind, please share one of your contact numbers. So if there are students who want to join the club, they can contact you. Just if you don't mind, yeah. You can share your contact number in chat room. Okay, next slide. Well, so the last for me, be committed. Yeah, remember about your target and make it real. Don't forget about it. And then learn from mistake. I mean, it's okay to make mistake on the first trial, but the most important thing is that don't do the same mistake twice or even more. Just learn from it. And then finally, never give up, because you will fail only if you stop trying. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you. One click, please, Miss Tia.
I'm sorry, Miss.
Okay, that's okay. Anyway, before I give the time back to the MC, how if we make a yell? Yeah, to burn our spirit today, let's have a yell. If I say Uhabe, all of you please say yes. Yes. And then if I say English, please say again. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Ready, Miss.
Ready.
Uhabe?
I'm ready.
Yes, Uhabe?
Yes.
Yes.
English?
I can.
English?
Yes.
Uhabe?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
English?
Yes.
I can.
I get.
Yes.
Bukan Okay, thank you very much. Good job all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. Bye. See you.
Thank you, Mom.
Okay. Wow, it's really
Thank you.
exciting, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Miss Annie. Now, can you please go back to mute yourself? Anyone? Yo, yang lain mute dulu. Okay. Thank you, Miss Annie, for your motivation for us to learn English. Let me add something. Actually, I'm also not really like English when I was in my teenager. But then I really love Harry Potter. And then I started to learn English even more. So yeah, when Miss Annie said that we need input maybe from movies or any other thing, it is true because I got my motivation from watching movie. Yeah, Miss Annie. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Miss Annie, for the word. Now we come to the main event, which is the lecture from Christopher Mark Jackson. So first of all, let me remind you that we encourage you to be active. Ya, jadi kita mau kalian aktif nih, oke? Okay? Ask questions, don't be afraid. Tanya aja, tanya, nggak usah takut grammarnya salah. Pokoknya nggak usah takut, be brave, ngomong aja, oke? Okay? If you want to answer or ask questions, please raise your hand. Ya, please raise your hand. Nanti akan Miss Tia assist siapa yang tadi raise hand gitu ya. And then you can start speaking after I ask you to. Okay. Remember that practice makes perfect. Ya, seperti yang dibilang sama Miss Ani, practice makes perfect. Okay? So, without further ado, let's welcome Mr. Christopher Mark Jackson. Mr. Jackson, time is yours.
Hello, good morning, everybody. It's good to see you.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Good morning.
Today we're going to talk about introduction. If you notice, I had a great introduction as far as about who I am, but generally speaking, when you meet somebody new, you want to know more about that person. You want to know who that person is, where that person's from, and all of that. So this morning, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to ask you to ask me questions about who I am, an introduction. Does anybody want to ask me a question about my full name? Can you pick somebody to ask a question to me about my personal information?
Ayo, siapa mau tanya about Mr. Jackson personal information? Yo, don't be afraid. Ayo. You can unmute yourself. Bintang tadi kayaknya unmute ya. Bintang Rama.
Raise hand, Miss Tia.
Oh ya, ada yang raise hand. Oh, Ali Syabana.
Yes.
Okay, yo.
Sir,
Yes,
where are you from, sir?
I'm from the United States. I'm from Texas.
Oh,
Okay. Ada
Very
lagi,
good.
Ali? Okay, we have.
how old are you, sir?
How old are you, sir?
I am 50 years old.
Oh, okay, sir.
Great. Now Zahra, and then after this Nurul ya, Nurul Ayuni. Okay, ya Zahra.
Hi, sir. Can you speak Indonesia?
Kid. I can speak some Indonesian, yes. I've lived here for quite some time, and I know survival bahasa.
Can you give me example?
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Next Nurul Ayuni, and then after this I think Saida also raise hand. So after Nurul Ayuni, Saida. Okay, Nurul.
Sir, where do you teach before you teach here?
Where did I teach before I taught here? Well, I've been teaching English for going on 11 years now here in Indonesia. And it's part of the business that me and my wife have. So we've been doing this I've been doing it for 10 years. She's been doing it for about 35, going on 40 years now, a long time. She's been in English.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next, Saida.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Sir, what do you think about Indonesia? Do you
I
know
love,
Indonesia?
I love Indonesia. Indonesia is my home now. I've
Oh,
been here for 10 years, going on 11 years. And I've come to understand that the Indonesian people are very gentle, respectful people. And I love that. So I'm very happy to be in Indonesia.
oh. Okay, thank you, sir. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Okay, next, we still have two students going to ask you. First, we have Adinda, and then we have Nur Fati Chatus Saada. Okay, we will have Adinda. Oh, we also have Poppy and Yuniar. Oh, it seems like so many students want to know more about you, sir.
Sure, feel free.
Okay, Adinda, what do you want to ask?
Sir,
Yeah.
I wanna ask, do you have social media?
Yes, I do. I am on social media.
What your social media? I wanna follow you.
Oh, I see. Well, generally speaking, I don't give out my social media information because I would never get any work done.
Okay.
But you can contact me through here. It's fine. Through what's her name? Miss Tia.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Next, Nur Fati Chatus.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I want to ask to you about how about COVID-19 in Texas?
Oh, good question. COVID-19 in Texas. It's a problem. There is a different kind of thinking in my country versus Indonesia. Indonesia decided to isolate people, to keep people from one another, and the virus got better, and better to where we are now. In my country, it's more difficult to do that because people believe that they can do whatever they want to a certain degree. So the virus in Texas is much worse than what it should be. But I'm hoping that within time, it does get better for them too. But it is pretty bad right now in Texas.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, Poppy.
Sir, are you single?
Hello?
Are you single?
Oh, okay, there you are. Hi, good morning. You had a question?
Okay, Poppy, is that all the question? She is asking whether you are single.
Look, I'm sitting.
Kedengaran tadi.
No, I am married. I've been married now for going on 11 years.
Do you have
Do I have a what? I'm sorry? Kids? Do I have kids? I have 4 children.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, next, Yuniar.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Let me introduce myself. My name is Yuniar. I'm from the application of anesthesiology. Thank you. That's my pleasure to joining this Zoom. You. I wanna. Can you get the information for us? What the difference about the TOEFL and TOEIC? I just
TOEFL and TOEIC?
yes.
Ooh, actually, the person best to answer that would be my spouse, my wife. He is the one who's the expert on that. She handles the TOEFL all the time. TOEIC, she's handled as well. If you'd like, I can invite her to speak momentarily. Would you like for me to invite her?
Pardon me.
Would you like-
I don't.
Ask this, the school should know the difference between the TOEFL and the TOEIC. So ask them. Oh, that's the best information you can get about that.
I'm sorry, I can't hear your voice clearly, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ask the school. The school should know the difference between the two. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe it's for the later discussion, maybe, sir, yeah, for the next event about the difference between TOEFL and TOEIC. Okay, Junior, yeah. Okay. We still have around 5 students, sir, who want to ask you. But after that, maybe we can stop and continue to the material, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so I still have Sarla, Citrana, Miss Woro, and Nabila. Yeah, okay. So after Sarla done, and then Citra, and then Miss Woro, and then Nabila, without me asking you ya. Jadi nanti langsung aja. Sarla selesai, langsung Citra, langsung Miss Woro, langsung Nabila. Gitu ya. Oke, yuk start from Sarla dulu.
Well, good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good. I just want to ask to you, what's your favorite food in Indonesia?
That's a very difficult question. There's a lot of food I like in Indonesia. Besides durian, besides bubur ayam, besides nasi tim, besides food such as that. I like comfort food primarily. It's food I enjoy.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Sir, what do you think about Indonesia now?
Indonesia now?
Now.
As in sekarang?
Yes.
As in sekarang, as in now? I love Indonesia. I've been here and I've seen many things since I've been here in Indonesia. And I've come to understand and I come to realize that the people are gentle and respectful. I love the people of Indonesia. I married one.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, my question is, if you have opportunity to change something about this world, what would it be?
To change one thing about this world, what would it be?
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I believe that if we treated each other more of higher regards, of higher esteem than ourselves, that the world would be a better place. If everybody treated everybody like that you treat the person of higher esteem than yourself. Respect.
Okay. Thank you so much for the answer.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you too.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello. It's night there. It's night time there now, right?
No.
Oh, you're not in Texas?
No.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Highly sorry.
I'm in Texas. I'm not in Texas. I'm in Indonesia. Purwokerto.
Oh, you're in Indonesia? Oh my God. Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I want to ask you, do you often travel abroad?
When
Travel
it's
abroad?
when I travel
You
abroad, yes, I travel
travel
abroad quite often. When it's before the pandemic, I traveled quite often. I mean, we've been to Australia, Singapore, Thailand, Hong Kong, Macau, places around here in the United
How
States.
was it? How was the feel?
Well, it's great.
Oh my God, I want to travel abroad too.
With English, you can. You know the language, you can go very far with it.
I hope it's so. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, so sir, I have one last student who raised his hand. Wahyu, what do you want to ask, Wahyu? You are the last one for this session, yeah? Okay, we will have discussion again later on because it seems like you very enjoy asking questions to Mr. Jackson. Okay, Wahyu, what do you want to ask?
Morning, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Can I ask you,
Sure.
where do you live in Indonesia and your favorite place in the Indonesia?
Where do I live in Indonesia? I live in Purwokerto. I live in Kranji. My favorite place in Indonesia is actually my home. I enjoy being, but there's many wonderful places to see in Indonesia. And I've traveled throughout Bali and of course, Manado, places like that, Semarang, Bandung, so many places.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much for the questions, everyone. Now, back to you, Mr. Jackson.
Great. So those questions were really great. And those are the kind of information that you want to get from the person who you are first meeting. That's part of the goal. And generally speaking, the questions that you asked are great questions to ask in the first meeting of a person. Now, I wanted to talk about introduction, but it sounds to me that most of you seem to have a pretty good handle on introduction about how do you introduce yourself. Hello, my name is Christopher Mark Jackson. I'm from the United States. I'm from the state of Texas. I teach English. I've been teaching English for the past 10 years. I'm married. I have 4 children. Now, all that information I just gave to you from me, and I just gave it right back to you. So that's what you've learned about me. But let's go ahead and talk about a little bit more about introductions. Can we see the slide, please? Uh-oh. Where's that at? I've lost. There it is. Okay. Okay, great. Next slide, please. So we have the self-introduction, such as in seminars. That's where it's given in group meetings, et cetera, and so on, where you introduce about yourself. It's more along the lines of a monologue. Mono means one, and it means that person is talking. One person is talking. So that's a monologue, such as like in a webinar or seminar, group meeting, et cetera. Et cetera means and so on. The next kind of introduction is introducing yourself to someone. It's like when you're mingling, when you want to know somebody else. Like, that's a dialogue. Hi, what's your name? Oh, my name's Chris. Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you too. So where are you from? That's kind of mingling. That's just getting to get to know the other person. They're getting to know you. Usually something like this will be at like a party or a dance or some kind of social event is where you're mingling, where you're sharing information about one another to each other. And the final is introducing someone to someone else. Oh, hello, John. I'd like you to meet Amy. Amy is a professor from X University. Amy, this is John. He is a teacher at X school. Amy, this is John. John, this is Amy. And that's introducing someone to somebody else. And basically we do that whenever you have somebody who doesn't know the other person. That's simply that, just introducing that person to the other person. Next slide, please. Now, greetings, usually informal. It's formal. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And then after that, you start off with, how are you? Good morning, how are you? I am fine, how are you? I'm fine too. But the problem is that many times when you get to that I'm fine too, what next? What's next being said, right? This has been said many times by many Indonesians. Good morning, how are you? I'm fine, I'm fine too. Then crickets. So how was your day? You can say that. How are you? How is your day going? Oh, it's going well. Really? What do you plan on doing? And then you can expand upon that. But yeah, that's back to self-introduction. The important thing is that just saying your name, my name is, then going from your origin if you're not from that area. Now, if you're from the area, you don't necessarily have to say where you're from. So, well, I'm from around here, or I'm from Purwokerto, or I'm from wherever that may be. This is something that I've noticed too, is that in the evening especially, someone will sit there, an Indonesian will ask me, good night, sir, or tell me, good night, sir. And I'm not looking at going to sleep. Good night means I'm going to bed. Good evening means you're welcoming that person in the evening. But good night is different. Good night means I'm going to sleep. So you don't want to say good night unless the person is indicating I'm going to go to bed now. Then that person, then of course you can say good night to that person. Okay. Thanks for that reminder. Next is in regards to your job description. What do you do? I teach English conversation, or I teach mechanics, or whatever that may be. What you're responsible for. Generally, instead of saying I'm responsible for, we just say I teach. That just makes it easier. Or I do this, or I do that. But you can say I'm responsible for, that's okay. But let me backtrack for a second here. I want you all to understand something about English. There are 3 C's in English. There's comfortable, confident, and competent. When a person is comfortable, they're going to make mistakes. It's okay. Mistakes are meant to be made. After a person becomes comfortable, they become confident. I can speak English. It may be right, it may be wrong. I don't care, but I'm going to say something. And by that saying something, that person is communicating and they're getting used to speaking English. And then from there comes competence. That's where they become very acute as far as how they speak and what they're going to say. And that comes with experience and trial and trial and trial again. And that's how a person increases their English. Next slide, please. Okay, introducing myself. We already talked about this. Hello, my name is Andy. What is your name? Hello, my name is Chris. Nice to meet you, Chris. Andy, then silence, then what? Like we talked about here earlier. On the then what, that's where you can talk about your, go to the next slide, please. You can talk about your environment, and you can also, you may have difficulty in what's called breaking the ice, which is very important in English. And it's not taught in school. How do you break the ice? How do you meet somebody that's brand new for the first time, who happens to be a Westerner? What do you say to that person? Consider the environment. Where are you at? That's important. Westerners love to talk about weather. Not Indonesians, but Westerners do. The reason why is because Westerners have 4 seasons: spring, summer, winter, and fall. Weather is always changing. In Indonesia, it's rainy or it's dry. That's it, primarily. So the conversation for weather does not seem as exciting for an Indonesian as it does for an American or a Brit. You can also talk about current events. For example, going back to weather, about the weather, you can sit there and say, wow, it's a hot day today, isn't it? Why, yes, it is. Yeah, well, I'd be glad when we get a relief from this heat. Oh, by the way, my name is Chris. Oh, by the way, my name is Jack. Nice to meet you, Jack. Nice to meet you, Chris. Now you know his name, just off the weather conditions. Then from there, so where are you from? Oh, I'm from Ireland. Oh, I'm from America. What's Ireland like? Now you have conversation, which is the goal. Then from there, you can talk about current events. So what do you think about this COVID? You can talk about that. You can talk about, is COVID the same in Ireland as it is here in Indonesia? You can talk about anything along those lines, sports, especially during the Olympics, for those who are interested in Olympics. So do you watch the Olympics? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Oh, you don't? You don't like sports? No, not really. Oh, okay. Well, what do you enjoy? Then you can start talking from there. Now, here's some things you want to be careful of when talking about breaking the ice. You want to be careful of talking about religion, politics, and personal information. Now, what I mean by personal information is that you want to be careful about what you are telling about yourself, or what you're asking the person to present. Because for Americans especially, we are generally private people, and we don't give out our address. Because in America, we have problems with people soliciting, which is trying to sell things, going to their house, trying to sell things or something along those lines. Or people trying to stalk them, follow them. Oh, I got this American. Let's see where he goes. Let me see what he does. And that's another thing too. Politics, if it's on the large scale, people ask me, what do I think about Trump, or what do I think about Obama, or whatever that may be? I got to be careful on that when they ask me questions, because I have my own personal thinking about that, but I don't want to be offensive. So I'm very careful about politics, and also religion. I'm also very careful on that as well. So you can break the ice through many different ideas, through weather, sports events, current events, many things, but you want to be careful when it comes to religion, politics, and personal information. Next slide, please. Marital status, yeah, that's another one. Greetings. The greetings, titles, salutations, and closings. Greetings. You have the formal greetings. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, not good night. Informal, hello, hi. Just simple, hi. Hi, hey. How you doing? Informal. Title. In American English, title is first, like Mr. in my case, and then last name. Jackson is my last name, Jackson. We always use Mr. and Jackson when we're addressing somebody, like me, for example. And then after that, I can be called Mr. Jackson or sir. Yes, sir, no, sir, or anything like that. Also, not yet, no, not yes, Mr., no, Mr., but yes, sir, no, sir. And then with the ladies, it is organized by Mrs. and Miss. If somebody is not married, it's Miss. If somebody is married, it's Mrs., MRS. And then we refer to them as ma'am, right? And then for professionals, we have Dr. Johnson, for example. You'd be called Dr. Johnson, not Mr. Dr. Johnson, but Dr. Johnson. Yes, in Indonesian, you have Pak Doctor. But in American, it's just Dr. Johnson, whether it's male or female. Colonel Sanders, not Mr. Doctor or Mr. Colonel Sanders. And then the salutation. Pleased to meet you, nice to meet you, great to meet you. I'm glad I met you. It's a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. You can respond all those ways as far as before the closing. And then of course the closing is have a great day, have a great morning, have a great evening, have a great afternoon, or whatever that may be. Enjoy your meal if you happen to be at a restaurant. Enjoy your coffee if you happen to be at a cafe. Enjoy your time if you can't think of anything else to say. And then goodbye, good evening, good night, whatever. Good night if it's the person's going to bed. And those are the examples of that. Next slide, please. Okay, formal. This is an example of a conversation at a seminar coffee break. I'm going to play the part of Chris here. And do you want to play the Andy? Can somebody play the part of Andy? Can somebody play the Andy part?
Ayo, ada yang mau jadi Andy? Judith?
Yes.
Boleh raise hand? Serla, mau?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Serla.
This is very good coffee.
Yes, it's pretty good, isn't it?
Oh, by the way, my name is Andi Wijaya. Please call me Andi.
I'm Christopher Jackson. Call me Chris.
Nice to meet you, Chris.
Pleasure is mine, Andy.
What do you think about the seminar?
I'm enjoying it. What about you?
Yes, I'm enjoying it too, and I'm learning a lot.
Likewise, I'm looking forward to the next session.
Here?
Well, it's time for us to go back to our seats.
Yes, it was a pleasure meeting you, Chris.
Likewise, pleasure meeting you as well, Andy. There you go. That's a formal interaction at a seminar coffee break. Now, what's great about the English language is there's many different ways you can do this. This is not just the only way. You can say, likewise, great to meet you, Andy. You can say that at the very end. You don't have to say pleasure meeting you as well, but you can say that. It really depends upon what you decide you want to say. In addition, this formal coffee break interaction is just a sample of what you can say. But I've heard some people say that they have a problem remembering, what am I going to say when I see this boule? What am I going to say to them? I know what I say in Bahasa, but I don't know what I want to say in English. Well, beforehand, the examples and the tips that were given are great examples and great tips. The more you ingest English, the more English will come out. The more you read, the more you study, the more you watch movies or listen to music, especially listen to music, then you will have a better you have a better memory of what to say in these kind of situations. But this is just, like I said, one of them. Next slide, please. Informal. Can I have an Andy again? Can somebody play the part of Andy?
Ayo, ada yang mau jadi Andy? Wahyu mau coba, Wahyu? Oh, Valentina dulu. Valentina, oke, Valentina.
It is a beautiful day today.
Yeah, and the beach is gorgeous.
Oh, I am Andy.
I'm Chris.
So where are you from, Chris?
I'm from the US, and you?
I'm local. Is this your first time here?
Yes. Can you recommend any interesting places around here?
Have you been to Cafe Madang?
No. Why there?
They serve authentic local dishes. Perhaps you would like to try it.
Where is it located?
Just a block to the east.
Great. Thanks. I'll check it out.
Oops, I could go. Nice meeting you.
Likewise. Take care. And that's an example of a informal interaction between Chris and Andy at the beach. Starting from weather, starting from the breaking the ice of weather. Now it can be most anything. It does not have to be about weather, but you're at the beach. Very easy to get caught up in being at the beach and experiencing the weather and talking about the weather. You have something to talk about, which is great. This can be also, this kind of informal interaction it could be at a train station, it can be at a bus station, anywhere. And then you just use your environment that's around you to use it for breaking the ice between you and the Westerner. Next slide, please. We talked about this briefly, but I think we should go over it again. When you're introducing someone to someone else, it simply is, A, I'd like to meet B. A, this is B, B, this is A. That's the format. But basically, in the introduction, you want to give a little bit about that person, just a snapshot of that person. Like as I said before, A, this is A. A is from Algeria. A is a physicist. B here is from Cairo, and he's been here for about 2 weeks, and he is a mathematician. B, meet A, B, and then they from there they shake hands, and then they get to know each other. That's how you do that. And then you give them a little heads up about why they're meeting, in regards to why they come together or whatever the situation is. Next slide, please. Okay, there's one more. Now here's what very interesting to me. Indonesians often ask these questions to me. Mau kemana, Pak? Where am I going? What do I think about that question as a Westerner? Why does this person want to know where I'm going? Why is it so important to this person? Where I'm going? In my American thinking, I'm thinking it's not that person's business to know where I'm going, is it? Do I answer to that person? That's what I'm thinking in my American thinking. Or the next one, Tinggal is one. Oh, yeah, tinggal di mana? Where do I live? Tinggal di mana, Pak? Where do you live? Again, it's another question, and that's how they introduce themselves. They just simply say Tinggal di mana or Kau Kemana Pak. And I was like, where do I live? I said, oh, I live in Kranji, general area. I don't give exact address, you know, or especially this one right here. Do you have any kids? Immediately off the bat. That's what why they immediately off the bat instead of, hey, good morning, hey, good afternoon. Good evening. That's what I think as a Westerner in regards to these questions. So that's just a heads up about what an American thinks, especially one that's been here for going on 11 years now. And I'm very glad to have been here for 11 years. There's so much that I've learned and so much I've come to enjoy and so much I've come to embrace about Indonesia. I love this place as if it's my own country too, and especially the people in it. So thank you very much. If there's any more questions, I'll feel free to respond to them.
Okay, thank you so much, sir, for the material. So from the presentation, you can learn that actually there are several things that maybe Indonesian ask, but it's really not like, you don't need to ask that. I mean, we have any other way to, right, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I hope you learned something from that. Yeah. Okay. So everyone, right now we will have 2 students to practice what you have learned in the lecture. Ya. Jadi kita akan praktek nih. Oke, sebelum kita praktek, coba Miss Tia mau tanya dulu. Valentina, tadi nangkep apa aja Valentina dari presentasinya Mr. Jackson?
In Indonesian nggak apa-apa, Miss.
Try to speak in English, please.
And presentation, I learned about the question is not. I'm sorry. The question don't question about personal information.
Okay. Okay, good. Thank you, Valentina. Okay, that's one information of many things in the presentation. Okay, now I will need 2 students to practice introducing yourself one another. Okay, and then have a conversation, break the ice. Ya, jadi ngobrol, kenalan, lalu break the ice. Bukan mecahin es batu pakai palu ya. That's not it. Break the ice, jadi supaya tidak kaku ngobrolnya. Okay, I want to see hands right now. Ayo, siapa mau coba? 2 students. Hi, don't be afraid. We don't bite. Ayo. Tadi waktu nanya tuh semangat-semangat loh. Kenapa giliran praktek takut nih, gimana nih Miss Ani nih?
Malu ya.
Iya nih, malu nih. Yuk.
Remember, comfortable, confident, and what is one more? Come on, be confident.
Wahyu nih senyum-senyum terus dari tadi, Miss Tia jadi pengen nunjuk Wahyu deh.
Oke, just choose them randomly, Miss Tia.
Oke, Wahyu ya. Wahyu, and then Wahyu mau pilih apa Miss Tia pilihin pasangannya?
Jangan Bu, nggak bisa bahasa Inggris.
Bisa, bisa. Jangan minder, nggak boleh minder. Ayo, confidence, ingat. Oke, mungkin Miss Tia akan ambil dari yang tadi nanya-nanya ya di awal. Miss Tia tadi ingat ada yang namanya mana nih, Serla? Serla boleh unmute?
Ya, Miss.
Oke, Serla sama Wahyu,
Sama-sama
silahkan
anestesi.
ngobrol Oh iya, sama-sama anestesi, nggak apa-apa. Nanti kita cari satu lagi untuk mengenalkan orang lain ya, Miss Ani ya, dari jurusan lain, gitu. Oke? Oke, yuk Wahyu sama Serla, coba praktek introduce yourself pakai tips dari Mr. Jackson tadi. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember, mistakes should be made. Ya, oke, yuk.
Introduce myself, Miss.
Iya, saling kenalan. Kan kalian belum kenal tuh ini? Nah, siapa tuh PDKT kan? Enggak ya. Oke. Yuk, silahkan kenalan. Yuk.
Hello, Wahyu.
Hello, Serla.
What's your
Wait.
name?
Have you known each other?
Oh,
Halo Wahyu, what's your name? Halo Chris.
Ini ceritanya udah kenalan belum? Kok udah tahu-tahu Hello Wahyu?
Pura-puranya belum tahu namanya. Jangan dibaca namanya. Pura-puranya belum tahu. Jadi nanya nama dulu.
You can
gitu,
start
gitu.
by talking about the weather maybe.
Pakai tips yang tadi dijelaskan Mr. Jackson itu loh. Yuk, ulang ya. Yuk, coba.
Okay, maybe just give them the situation.
Okay.
How about giving them the situation? Maybe they are new students and then they are in the classroom. And
Ya,
then
boleh.
you are sitting in the next chair, I mean, both of you sit in the
Okay.
classroom and then you don't know each other and then you want to introduce yourself, how to start the conversation.
Do you need me to translate what Miss Ani means? Iya. Jadi gini, berpura-puralah kalian tuh lagi di kelas. Jadi kelasnya tuh offline, ya. Kelasnya offline, kalian duduk sebelahan. Nah, kalau kayak gini kan nggak mungkin Serla dulu yang kenalan dong, Wahyu dulu dong. Nanya dulu, hey, kamu anak anestesi juga ya, kayak gitu misalnya. Gitu. Nah, baru habis itu ngobrol. Sampai sini nangkep maksudnya Miss Tia, Wahyu sama Serla?
iya, nangkap.
Iya,
Oke.
nangkep.
Oke, nah di situ baru mulai introduce and then break the ice atau ya, pokoknya coba ngobrol gitu. Ya, oke? Coba ya. Oke, yuk.
Good morning, sir. Sis. Aduh, Bu.
Gak apa-apa, ayo keep going, that's good. Ayo keep going.
Good morning, sis.
Coba basa-basi, boleh saya duduk sini? May I sit here?
Can I sit here?
Yes, you can.
Thanks. What's your name?
My name is Serla Medistiana, and you?
My name is Wahyu Dwi Prakoso. I am from class D for anesthesiology. And you?
I'm from for anesthesiology too.
Oh, Sam.
Yeah, we friends.
Why you alone in the class here?
What? Repeat again.
Why you alone in the class?
Because I don't have friends. Because I'm new student in this university, so I can meet you and I can talk to you.
Can we be a friend?
Sure. Let's go. Be friend with me. Do you have? Let's be.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you, Wahyu.
Nice to meet you.
Oke, how is it? Gimana perasaannya? Gimana perasaannya Wahyu sama Serla?
Canggung.
Yeah, we learned something new here. especially me, I learned something new here, that the standard of being friend is following each other, following each other's social media. It's the standard of being friend. If you not follow me, so you are not my friend, Miss Tia.
Nowadays, yeah, Miss, yeah, nowadays. Okay. Okay, thank you, Wahyu and Sarla. Mr. Jackson, would you love
ma'am.
to give comments for those two? Thank you.
I think that, first off, yes, it's great that they completed that. Excuse me. But breaking the ice seems to be still a challenge for students. And I can see that. You can use pretty much anything at your disposal for breaking the ice. For example, excuse me, miss, may I borrow your pen? Sure. Oh, thank you. Oh, by the way, my name is Chris. Oh, by the way, my name is Annie or whatever, right? That's breaking the ice right there. It's just meeting somewhere meeting a common ground and then being able to expand and expound from that. So it can be something as simple as borrowing someone's pen. It can be something as simple as saying, oh, are you new here? Why, yes, I am. Oh, okay. Wow, well, I'm Chris. Oh, nice to meet you. I'm Vince. Hey, nice to meet you. And of course, in Western culture, we extend our hands out to shake hands. But that's simply all it is. It's just meeting that common ground. Then we expound upon that. So how long you been here? First day? Wow, first day. So what do you think? Are you enjoying it? Is it scary? You know, and then just putting your personality into it and just expound upon the conversation. And the worst thing that can happen is you can make a new friend out of it.
Yeah, how about having
Thank
one
you,
more
sir.
practice?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Jackson, for the comment. Miss Annie, do you want to choose someone for the next practice?
Oh, okay. We have had one example. So first, how about volunteer? Please raise your hand. You want to
Come
have
on.
practice? Raise your hand. If nobody raises the hand, I will choose you randomly.
Oh, Fifi. Fifi, do you want to try?
Okay, Fifi from Diploma of Midwifery. Great.
Okay.
And one more.
One more. Unian.
Okay.
Okay, from Anastasia lagi again, Miss Annie.
How about the situation right now is in the cafeteria? What do you think?
Yeah, in cafeteria. Okay, so maybe Miss Annie will give the situation, please.
So you are in the cafeteria and you are looking for a seat to eat your food. And it's full, so you need to join to another table. You need to join with someone else because all the tables are full. Do you get it?
Okay, Unian, Vivi, do you get it? Atau perlu ditranslate juga?
I get it.
Okay, siapa mau mulai dulu? Unian apa Vivi dulu?
Vivi first maybe.
Oh, Vivi dulu. Berarti Vivi yang cari tempat duduk ya. Junior yang sudah duduk. Ya?
Oh, oke. Aku dulu ya? Ya, menyapa dulu.
Yep.
Hello. Hi. What's your name? My name is Melissa. What are you doing here? I want to eating. And you? I see this seat is very full, and I have the one chair. It's free. Are you want to join with me to eating together or something like that? Can I sit in here? Sure, sure. Oh, thank you. Stanley.
Nice to meet you. And where do you come from?
I'm from Surabaya, and here I'm studying the application of anesthesiology at the University Harapan Bangsa, Harapan Bangsa University. And where are you from? Where you come from?
I'm from Cilacap, and I school in Universitas Harapan Bangsa. My study program on G3 midwifery.
Oh, I see. Oh, we are
You alone in here?
University, yeah. Yes, I'm alone because this is the break time to eat, so I go to the cafeteria here.
What do you want to eat? Bread or coffee?
Especially I saw many. I saw like the matcha, matcha.
Of course.
How about your course today?
Kurang jelas. Putus-putus suaranya. Boleh?
How about your course today? Are
Course
you
today?
enjoying? Yes.
Hello?
Hello.
You listen to me?
It's not really. Did you hear me? I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm listening you.
Okay. How about your
Okay.
course?
Masih lanjut?
I think
Udah, oke. Udah ya, oke. That's great. Tapi tadi masih salting ya. I think there are several nervousness there, right? You still a little bit nervous. Okay, Mr. Jackson,
thank you for
would
this
you please
opportunity.
give us the comment for you, Melissa ya?
Yeah.
Melissa and Vivi, sir?
I'm sorry, pardon me.
Yeah, Mr. Jackson will give comment for you and Vivi.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. I noticed that you're not used to doing that. It's not a common thing that you do. I understand that. The very first thing is, hi, is this seat taken? No. Oh, thank you. Oh, by the way, my name is. That, just like that. Just
Okay.
like that. That's all you had to do. Well, a lot of times what happens is we get so worried about we don't want to offend the other person, or we don't want to say the wrong thing. But it really is really quite easy. If we keep in mind as far as what is it that I want to be able to sit here and I want to meet this person. So in doing so, you just simply say, is this seat taken? Yes or no? Then of course, no. Oh, okay, great. Thank you. By the way, my name is, and that opens it up, just like that. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Vivi and Melissa, and also Mr. Jackson for the comment for them. Okay, now we come to the discussion time. Okay, right now we are going to have a discussion. Okay, anyone who has questions, please raise your hands. Or if you have difficulties in signal, you can ask your question on the chat box, and I will be glad to read it out for you. Don't forget to fill the attendance. Okay, Mr. Janu will share the attendance on the chat box, and then later on, please fill that out. Yeah. Okay. Mr. Danu, can you please share the chat box? Okay, while waiting for Mr. Danu, if you have any question, please do ask. Kalau punya pertanyaan langsung tanya. Don't be afraid. Okay? Okay, anyone who has questions, please ask. You can raise your hand or you can just type on the chat box. Come on. Come on, come on. Ayo, mana nih yang tadi awal-awal aktif, mana nih? Oh, Vivi mau tanya?
I want to ask, yeah.
Okay.
May I ask Mr. Jackson? Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, you can ask.
What is the difference between about American English and English from original the country?
From Britain.
Oh, maybe,
maybe.
yeah, maybe he meant
British,
by the difference between American and British, sir.
American English and English original of the country.
Okay.
That's a good question. Basically, the difference is that American English, we've taken British, we've taken German, we've taken Indonesian even, we've taken Spanish, we've put it all into a blender, and we've mixed it all together really, really fast and said, voila, American English, just like that. Excuse me. English in America is a combination of many different languages put into one. And that is, for example, orangutan is English, orangutan is Indonesian. We've adopted that as our own. British is understood in America. America understands British, but they use some different vocabulary words for some of the things that we use. For example, a hood of a car, the hood, the very beginning of a car where you lift up where the motor is called a hood in America. It's called a bonnet in British and by Brits. That's one of the differences. Everything else is the same. It's just vocabulary differences primarily.
Okay, Vivi, does that answer your question?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vivi. Any other questions, please? I don't think I see bachelor degree of nursing yet. Setia belum lihat pertanyaan dari S1 keperawatan ya, Miss Ani ya? Dari tadi belum terlihat ya?
Yes, that right.
Ya, mana nih S1 keperawatan? And then law. And then manajemen tadi sudah. From FST maybe? Come on, us. Pharmacy?
Okay, how about English department?
Oh yeah, I forgot that we also have students from English department. Where is the English students? Do you have a question? Mana nih? S1 bahasa Inggris mana nih?
Okay, we have Pia Safira actually.
Okay.
Pia Safira, are you there?
I am here.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so sorry, my camera is broken.
That's okay. She has a problem with her camera, so she cannot turn on her camera.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, yes. Do you have any question?
Okay. Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay, so maybe you can introduce yourself, Pia, and you can ask to Mr. Jack. Personal identity, maybe.
Okay. First of all, hello guys. My name is Pia Safira. You can call me Safira. Okay. For now, I am a student and freelancer.
Okay, so you are a freelancer.
Yeah.
Okay, can you greet Mr. Jackson?
Hello, Mr. Chris or Jackson? I'm sorry.
Did you have a question for me?
Maybe what's your favorite food in Indonesia? I'm sorry, I can't hear.
Yeah? So you ask about favorite food?
Oh.
Is it you?
Yes.
Asking about favorite food?
Well, besides nasi goreng, I like all kinds of food in Indonesia. I like bubur ayam, nasi tem, nasi goreng, soto suku racha mantap. I like soto suku racha. Many different kinds of food.
Okay, Tias, do you have any other question? Tias punya pertanyaan lain?
Miss
Okay.
Foro is raising his hand.
Yeah, Miss Waro, please ask.
Okay. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, my name is Mr. O'Rourke. I come from Bachelor of Pharmacy. And my question is, what is the best thing you learned from this country?
Ooh, that's a very good question. The best thing I learned about from this country. This country has been around as far as a country since the end of World War II. And I don't know as far as the best thing I've learned, but as far as about the people here that I've come to meet and come to know, I've come to love. I love the people of Indonesia very much. So I guess that as far as the progression of Indonesia, how it's progressing from where it began, it seems to be headed in the right direction. So I've got a lot of hopes for Indonesia in the future, and it's come a long way in a short period of time. Whereas in the United States, it's been around a lot longer, but I don't necessarily agree with all that's happening in the United States right now. But yes, I think the thing I've learned about Indonesia is the people here are really outstanding. I love the people of Indonesia.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so we still have two more students. We have Dea and Nurul. Dea, what do you want to ask? I see you raise hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dea mau tanya apa?
Okay, let me introduce myself. My name is Dea. And sorry, sir, can you tell us about your educational history?
Educational background. You want to know about my educational background, right? Oops.
Yes, yes.
My educational background. Okay. Well, I was a U.S. Marine for 6 years. I studied law at the Blackstone School of Law in Dallas, Texas. I also spent some time studying psychology. I've studied about programming, computers, as far as about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP. So, and of course, about being an English teacher after 10 years. So all that is my educational background.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Dea. Now we still have Nurul. Wow. Okay. So we also have two more students who raised their hands. So I think after Yulin, we will finish accepting questions, yeah, Miss Ani? Rizky, and then Yulin, and then that's it. Okay? Okay. Nurul, what do you want to ask?
Hello, sir. My name is Nurul Ayuni. I will ask to you. I want to learn more grammar. So where should I start? Should I start from the tenses or other? Thank you.
Good question. We get a lot of students who ask about grammar, and my wife is the expert on that in regards to grammar. Americans generally, we learn grammar early on, and then we advance from there. We go on to study about, do book studies and study about authors and do theses and all of this kind of thing. But we don't spend as much time on grammar as you all do here in Indonesia. So what I would recommend is when it comes to grammar, you have to speak with somebody who is a grammarian. My wife is very, very adept at that. She teaches grammar. Me, it's conversation primarily. But don't worry so much about grammar. Don't get yourself all worried about grammar. What you have to concern yourself with now is getting comfortable and getting confident and then becoming confident. But don't let grammar scare you. Don't let it frighten you away. Just write it and then go from there. That's simple for now. In time, you will craft it better and better and more accurately and more accurately. But in the meantime, just get it out. And then you can go on from there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you. Rizky, what is your question?
Okay, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I'm Rizky Fidrani. I'm a fifth semester student of English Education Department, Harapan Bangsa University. I want to ask you about how to improve English accent.
How to improve the accent? Oh, you're talking about British accent, American accent? Which accent do you? Yeah, for the time being right now, don't concern yourself about accent. The best way to learn accent as far as in general is to go to the country and spend time there, because you'll hear people with that accent and you'll naturally pick it up. But don't worry about getting an accent right now. What you're concerned about is just absorb the language. Absorb the language through, as she's pointed out, reading, listening. Every time you have any opportunity to speak English, take it. Just take it, just go. Just dive in. Enjoy the language. And don't worry about your accent. That'll be something that'll come later.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you, Rizky. Now the last, yeah. For others, maybe you can discuss later on outside the meeting or outside the seminar with the lecturers of P2B. Yeah, you can discuss later on with them. Or maybe sometime in the future, if we have time to meet Mr. Jackson again, we can discuss something more. Yeah. Okay, now the last question is gonna be from Yulin. Yulin, what is your question?
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
My name is Dylan Pengu. How long have you been teaching at Harapan Bangsa University?
How long have I been at this university? Let's see, what time is it now? Oh, no.
I'm sorry, sir. I guess he misunderstood. Miss Tia, maybe you can explain to him, to Yulin, who is Mr. Jackson here?
Oke, Yulin tadi tanya apa? Yulin, boleh bilang dalam bahasa Indonesia boleh?
Berapa lama Anda mengajar di Universitas Harapan Bangsa?
Where are you from,
Okay.
Yulin? Anyway, where are you from, Yulin?
S1 Informatika itu, Miss?
I mean the
Papua.
origin. Dari mana, Yulin?
Papua, Miss.
Oh, Papua.
Oh,
Okay. Are you in
okay.
Purwokerto or in Papua right now?
Papua, Miss.
Oh, you are still in Papua. So, how is it
Yes.
there?
Yes, Miss.
Di sana gimana sekarang? Lagi pon?
Iya, Miss.
Iya, rame.
Rame, Miss.
Oke, Miss Tia.
Okay, so Yulin, Mr. Jackson here is a guest lecturer ya. Jadi tamu, dosen tamu gitu. So he has been teaching in UHB around 2 hours yesterday. since 9 o'clock. Gitu ya, Yulin ya. So he is a guest lecturer. He is from outside Universitas Harapan Bangsa, Yulin.
Okay, Miss.
Okay, thank
Actually,
you.
we invite him special for all of you new students of Universitas Harapan Bangsa. Okay, because you are special, we welcome you with special event by inviting a native speaker.
Okay, thank you everyone for the questions. And thank you so much also for Mr. Jackson for giving us knowledge about introducing ourselves in English. Yeah, thank you so much. And we would like to deliver our gratitude to Mr. Jackson for giving us new knowledge and helping us practice our English. It was such a pleasure, sir, to have you here with us.
Been a pleasure. Pleasure's mine.
Thank you, sir. So everyone, before we go further, we are going to take a picture together. So for those of you who haven't turned on your camera, please turn it on right now. Okay, we are going to take a picture. Okay, since there are 20 windows, there are 20 windows, so I will need you to smile until Mr. Danu finish taking picture of those 20 windows. Okay, so keep smiling until your teeth is dry. Okay, I will count 1, 2, 3, and then Mr. Danu will capture from each windows. Ready, Mr. Danu? Mr. Danu, are you here?
Okay, Miss Tia, I'm ready.
Okay. So let's start from the first window, yeah? Okay, I will count 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, next, number 2. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4. 1, 2, 3. Masih senyum ya? Masih senyum. Nanti di-upload ada yang cemberut nanti malah. 5. 1, 2, 3. 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 7. 1, 2, 3. 8. 1, 2, 3. 9. 2, 3. 10. 1, 2, 3. 11. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 12. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 13. 1, 2, 3. 14. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 15. 1, 2, 3. 16. 1, 2, 3. 17. 1, 2, 3. 18. 1, 2, 3. 19. 1, 2, 3. And the last 20. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Mr. Danu, have you got them all?
Yes, finish.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Danu, and thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, for joining us today. Everyone, can you please say thank you and goodbye to Mr. Jackson for joining us today? Maybe
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Thank you and see you next.
See you, Mr. Jackson.
Mr.
Thank
Jackson.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, Miss.
Maaf banget kena mic kamu.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, Miss.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, it is okay for you to leave our meeting because the lecture has already finished, and right now, thank you so much, Mr. once again for giving us the knowledge. I hope we can see you any other time. Thank you, sir. Okay, everyone. Now we come to the next agenda, which is to join the breakout room. Ya, jadi habis ini silahkan kalian masuk ke breakout rooms. Okay, if you see on your Zoom meeting, there are several breakout rooms that has already sat there. I will read it out for you. Ya, pembagian roomnya akan Mistia bacakan. Nanti kalian akan masuk di situ dan di situ nanti akan ada dosen pengampu kalian. Ya, it's either the coordinator or the lecturer that will be teaching you during this first semester. Ya, okay, wait. Okay, so in room 1, S1 keperawatan. Okay, room 1 S1 keperawatan, there will be Miss Annie and Miss Firly. But Miss Firly is absent today ya, Miss Annie?
Yes.
Okay, so you are going to be with
only me.
Miss Ani. Okay, and then D3 keperawatan, you are going to be with Mr. Ali, Miss Gatri, and Miss Fahmi. Okay, and then in D4 anestesiologi, you are going to be with Miss Windy and Miss Dinar. And then in S1 farmasi, you are going to be with Miss Nike and Mr. Danu. And then in D3 kebidanan or room 5, you are going to be with Mr. Lian. And then for Visos, for Visos we have law, hukum, manajemen, lalu akuntansi. You are going to be with me, Miss Tia, on behalf of Mr. Benny. And then for FSP, you are going to be with Miss D. Miss D or Dinar Tias on behalf of Mr. Benny. And then in PBI, you are going to be with Mr. Benny. Okay, clear enough, yeah? Okay, now you can just go into your breakout room.
Itu untuk yang kayak PJ-PJ misalnya kayak ada informasi apa gitu biar nggak tenggelam informasinya gitu, jadi khusus untuk grup itu.
Miss, ini yang S1 keperawatan masuk ke mana ya, Miss?